Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. I was asked by a friend to tie a couple of green Highlander temple dog style flies, and this is basically what I come up with, and I thought I'd show you, talk you through how I've put it together, and hopefully you find it useful. So let's get stuck right into it. So in the vise folks, we've got a 20mm brass tube from Sean Stanton, and coming in with some Chartreuse Uni 80, coming down about 5mm, maybe 5-6mm, not any more than that. This is all wing near enough this fly, and from there you can look to catch in your first material. But yeah, get a couple of wraps down, well waxed thread will get you a good starting point. Okay, so up first you're going to come in with a fire orange Arctic fox. You want this flowing off the back of the tube. I'm going to say again 5 or 6mm off the back of the tube, so cut this away to a length that you can then tie it in. And the key thing here, the absolutely critical thing with this fly, is you want to tie this material forward and fold it back. So catching a few mil backwards and then fold over on top of this. This will support the whole fly and give you a good solid foundation. If you don't do this, it's going to fall to bits and it's not going to have that good strong temple dog teardrop shape. So make sure you do this. And as always, as people know that I like to do, a little bit of super glue on the threads, tying these sorts of flies, just locking it down, making sure it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, up next folks, we're going to come in with some yellow Arctic fox. You want this a little bit longer than the orange. You don't want as much of it though, but certainly you do want it to be just creeping out over the top of that orange. So again, just come in, well waxed thread, catch this on the top. You won't have a whole lot of excess again if you're using Arctic fox, it's not a really long fibre, but just catch that on the top and tidy up. Get some good solid turns in and then clip away any excess. And in a similar vein to what we did with the orange, get some super glue turns in there as well, and that will stand you in good stead. Okay folks, appreciate this looks like an angry parrot just now, but it will come good in the end. Grab 2 strands of mirror flash. This is the Chartreuse that I'm using. Normal, yellow or even orange will work absolutely fine. Got some loops in this where I'm catching it in, same length as the yellow Arctic fox. Gonna take these tag ends down each side and cut them to a length and put these into the wing also. Once you've done that, you're happy with that, you can cut the loops that are sitting across the top, and that is your flash into the underwing. Okay folks, so now we're going to come in with the first of our hackles. This is a green Highlander Chinese cock hackle. Quite a big hackle, as you can see. You definitely want this to be a fair old size. Catch it in by the tip, and then what I'm going to do is just chop this away and then catch in the remainder just about the length of that front part of the tube. Nice and locked in, and then bring the thread back down. As always with this style of fly, this will become a folding exercise with the hackle. You want all of this flowing backwards and in a nice uniform manner, so take some time to work with it and it will all come good. Scissors down each side as well certainly helps at the start of this process. Again, totally depending on the fly that you're tying and the feather that you've got, you're probably looking at, I'm going to say 4 to 5 turns, because you do want this to be predominantly green within the fly at this point. Okay, and once you're happy with the fibre count that you've got down, which I was at this point, create a space and just catch this in with 2 or 3 turns. Once you've done that, if you can, look to fold back the stem a little bit, get a turn or two in front of it and then cut it away. Okay, good stuff folks. Now we're going to repeat the process with a yellow Chinese cock hackle. You don't want as much of this because you want the green to really show through. Looking at 2 to 3 turns is what I would recommend at this point. Just catching it on tip end first, folding that tip back and going to cut that away, so nicely lock it in place, and then you can come up with your turns when you're ready to do so. And again, once you're happy with the fibre count that you've got in place, just create a space, come through 2 or 3 turns, lock this in place, fold back the stem and cut it away. Okay folks, so we're certainly getting there. Second last material to go on is some black nayat. Now you want this to be long. This is 4, 5, 6 times the length of the tube. You don't need tons of it because again you want to be able to cast this. This is going to be used in the UK and predominantly not on a Skagit line, but it is a long fibre as you can see from the first clip that I put up at the start. So getting some wax down on the thread, combed out the under fur, which is really important, and what I'm doing just now is just cutting this to a length before catching it on the top. Just catching it with 2 or 3 wraps, making sure I'm happy with where it's sitting, and just adjusting slightly, making sure it's nice and central, whilst also putting the thumbnail across the top of it just to spread the fibre. Just adds to the shape of the wing, makes the whole thing look a whole lot better. Another good thing to do folks, if you've tied a few of these but you're not absolutely locked in, get the one that you've done before and compare it. That's what I'm doing here, just looking at the shape and size of the wing, make sure I'm happy with how it's all sitting before locking it in fully. And then when you're happy with what you've got and everything's sitting, get some super glue down on the thread and then get some good turns down, locking the wing fully into place. Okay folks, once you've done that, last thing to go on is some jungle cock. You can use natural, this is a sort of greeny chartreuse that I've got, really suits the fly. You don't want to overbear the fly as well, you want a sort of medium to large size and probably just inside the length of the tube is what I would recommend. So catches on each side, flowing up nicely into the wing, somewhere between the orange and yellow. Fold back the ends, catching them in, keeping everything nice and tightly locked down, it won't pull out then, and then you can tidy up from there. Okay folks, I want a black head on this fly, but I wanted the underbody to be a nice light colour, hence the use of the chartreuse, but I'm going to switch off threads now and actually come back in And this is a 6-0 in black, just to help build up a nice strong head. As always, when you're doing these heads, lots and lots of wax throughout. You want to build this up into a nice stacked, tall head where possible. And once you're happy with the head that you've got, folks, you can look to come in and whip finish off. 3 or 4 turn whip finish will be absolutely fine on this. You've got plenty of wax on the thread, won't be a problem. Cut it away and then come in with your first coat of varnish on the head. You probably want to do 2 or 3 coats of varnish on the head of this fly to get a nice shine, and that'll be you all done. Okay folks, and there you have it, the Green Highlander temple dog styled fly for spring here in the UK. Certainly a really good looking fly, great fun to tie. Certainly hoping it'll get my friend a few fish whenever he gives it a chuck. Until next time, if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. See you soon, cheers.